Okay, so we're still here on the grade of the Port Arthur, Duluth and Western. We are just to the west, a few meters west of the embankment, and we are just west of Round Lake. And so what we're going to be doing here is we are going to be entering one of the longest, darkest rock cuts on this section of the line. The cut itself is approximately 200 feet long or more. It's very dark. It's a cut on the north side of this ridge. You can see the boards that have been laid here by the U.S. Forest Service. You can imagine this cut is fairly wet at certain times of the year. Again, you can see the dark nature here with the very tall pines growing up, all the moss along the sides of the rocks. And so here the height of the cut begins to lessen. It opens up a bit as we make our way along the side of this ridge here. And in a second here, you're going to see how the cut comes to an end on the north side of the grade and continues along the south. And so here it opens up. And you can see how high we are above the valley floor. We are almost 100 feet up. And again, this was necessary for the railway to gain the height it needed to reach the Paulson mine. You can imagine the train working its way along the side of here with the rock cut on one side and a 100-foot drop to the other. It must have been quite the experience. There is a newspaper report from early 1893 when the first train full of dignitaries came through this way, describing the experience. As far as we know, there were not regular trains that traveled along this section of the line. There was no regular business that was generated by the mine, which eventually closed in the summer of 1893. And the grade continues its westward progression here and eventually arrives at the site of a fairly large, fairly high trestle. And it continued to make its way westward towards the Paulson mine.